Live video again. It's been a minute. Yeah. In this moment, kind of have a lot of emotions surfacing, a lot of mixed things, a lot of transitioning that's really present for me at this time. But I really feel this call to go live and express myself. As many of you know who have been following my journey, I was just in India for 5 months, and 3 nights ago now, I have made my way back to the USA, which is quite a shift, to be honest with you. Moving from an Eastern world into a Western world is very different. The two worlds are very different. India is its own place, it's its own planet, it's its own experience. And it really reflected so much back to me. Namaste, ji. That's something in Hindi. But to be completely honest with you, I was really struggling with the thought of coming back to the USA. And this is something I've been reflecting on now that I am back in the USA, because USA is my home. It's my home place. It's where I was born. It's where I was raised. It's a big part of me, because I was raised here. But you know what? It really gave me the experience to appreciate other worlds more, which is what the Eastern world really gifted me and gave to me while I was there in India. India taught me to slow down. It taught me to go within. It taught me to look inside. And it taught me to let go. And what does that mean, to let go? And now that I am back here in the Western world, I realized that all those things that I learned in the Eastern world that I was so nervous about leaving have not left me. And I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful for the time that I spent in India. India will always be my home, in a new way, in a different way. Obviously, the USA is my home because I was born here, but the Eastern world was such a powerful experience for me, and I found so much of myself while I was there in the experiences that I had. India gave me the time and the patience and the opportunity to look at myself, to be with myself, and to see myself. Because in India, things move very quickly in a different kind of way. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of chaos in some senses. Hello Hamza, hello Anthony, namaste. Of course, you can ask any questions you would like. But I've been really focused on my practice, which is something that I really developed while I was in India. My intention when I went to India was really to get in touch with myself, give myself that time and that space to get in touch with myself. And I really received a lot around that. I spent 5 months really going deep into yoga practice, and I gained so much out of that, yoga before was just a practice, it was just a word, it was just an exercise. But as I gave myself space and time to go deeper and to experience more and to listen more and to be with myself more, I started to realize that it's not just yoga, it's a connection with myself, my real self, because it opened a space for me to go beyond my mind. It opened a space for me to push beyond my ego, because the ego has so much fear, so much resistance, so much anxiety, so much stuff. And to be completely honest with you, I've been so exhausted by all of these restrictions, by all of these bondages that my mind had placed on me, that my ego had placed on me. And that ego and the mind have really been created around my past, have really been created around my experiences of my past, and I've built my whole life off of these concepts, these ideas, these experiences, and I felt so held down. I felt so restricted for so long in my life, and I've really been testing myself a lot, especially the last year and a half of my life, because I've been tired of that. I've been so fucking tired of feeling restricted, of feeling pushed down, of feeling small. And I felt this call inside of me that there was something more, there was something deeper, there was something that I was missing. And so when I had made the decision to start traveling, especially when I went to the Eastern world in India, I wanted to know more, I wanted to seek more, I wanted to experience more. And it's so interesting because everything that I was searching for and everything that I'm finding has really been an experience within myself, within my body, within my heart, within paying attention to my thoughts, within paying attention to the sensations, within paying attention to my mind. Because for so long I was running away. For so long I was running away from society, the system, my emotions, the people in my life because of uncomfortability. I was running away from this uncomfortability, and I realized something really powerful. It's the uncomfortability that I was searching for. I'm running away from uncomfortability, but it's really uncomfortability that I need to expand. And I've really been tested a lot. In the last 5 months, I've tested myself a lot. I've pushed myself a lot. I'm still pushing myself every single day. And today I've kind of woken up and I feel really amazing. I've been waking up again at 4 a.m. doing my sadhana practice, which is a spiritual practice, a practice that allows me to connect to myself, to my center, to my higher self every single day. And this is something that I really picked up and learned and began to experience on a deeper level while I was in India. I was able to meet a lot of people while I was in India that helped guide me. I met so many teachers. I met so many people on the similar path that I was on. And I found a lot of seekers. I found a lot of magicians, creators, empowered people. And I'm so grateful. I'm really grateful for that. But I woke up today and I have a lot of emotions stirring in me in this moment, which I'm honoring. As I've been going deeper into my sadhana practice consists of Kundalini yoga, also some asanas, a little bit of hatha and vinyasa flow yoga, as well as a meditation in the morning time. And the last 2 days have been pretty emotional as I've connected to myself. And this is because I really have realized that everything I've been looking for outside of myself has always been inside of myself, if that makes sense. I'm trying something new in my life, something that is really uncomfortable at times, but something that's so important, and it's vulnerability. Vulnerability at its purest, at its finest, and honoring myself in every single moment. Not wearing masks, not pretending, not trying to be as something that I'm not. And really honoring whatever emotions are stirring up in me in that moment. And expressing myself from a place of authenticity. Really, I've been searching for what authenticity is. That's been a big mission of mine. What is authenticity? And what I found for myself is authenticity is found in the present moment. Authenticity comes from a space and a place of really honoring and being true to ourselves, to our emotions, and to our experience and each moment, regardless of what anybody else has to say about it. For example, something that has kind of been surfacing and becoming more present in my reality is the emotion of anger. And I read a post today about a woman, a very powerful woman, who is just expressing herself from a place of anger. And it was very authentic. It was very true in that moment. And you could tell that it came from that space of truth for her. And I went through the comments after, and I actually felt very inspired by this post that she had made, because it takes a lot of courage for someone to express themselves from a space of anger. And I went through the comments, and some people definitely were rising her up, and that was really beautiful to see, but there were a lot of lashback, and it's really unfortunate. The spiritual community did that to me, actually. It created this illusion for me that anger is not okay, that anger is so negative, and anyone who dabbles in spirituality does not have a right to be angry, because it's negative. Why would you be angry? That's so negative. It's bullshit. Anger is essential. It's fundamental. It's so important for a human being to express anger, because what is anger attached to? Or what is anger conjunct to or connected to? Anger is fire element. And what is fire element? Fire is this ability for us to express ourselves from a true place, an external place, with passion. It's the ability to be action-oriented in our lives. It's the ability to say what we mean, regardless of what anybody else thinks about it. It's power. And I'm not saying that we should run around yelling at people or being angry, because I'm realizing that it also still has to be connected to the heart space. So this is something I'm really practicing in my own life. But I just want to express the importance of anger, especially for people within the spiritual community. Because it's time for us to be authentic. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. It's okay to not be happy in every single moment. There is a balance that naturally exists in the world. And sometimes we feel really good and sometimes we don't. And to really come from a space where we can honor that, honor those fluctuations, honor those emotions is so important. Because if we don't honor that, if we don't honor those emotions, things that I've experienced, things that I'm experiencing right now as I go deeper into my own practice, into my own sadhana, into my own yoga practice, whatever it is for you, that's what it is for me. My tools is because I have not honored myself as an emotional being in every single moment of my life. Now that I'm choosing to face myself, I have so much inside of me that has been suppressed for so long. Anger, grief, sadness, depression, anxiety, all these emotions that I told myself in my mind weren't real, didn't exist, because I had to be positive. I had to be positive to make the people around me comfortable. And now I'm facing them. And some moments it's a lot. Because I'm not just facing emotions in the present moment, but as I move through the practice and I'm releasing things in my subconscious, and also that have been trapped inside of my physical body from suppressing these emotions, I'm having to deal with them all at once. And I'm really grateful because I have learned a lot of techniques that have allowed me to release. And I've also manifested and attracted people into my reality that are capable of space for real shit. Thank you. Because emotions are real. They're a real experience and they're really important. They're really, really important. I've been connecting to this energy, this vortex, this experience of the divine feminine. And this has been a really big mission of mine in the last 6 months, at least on a conscious level, And the divine feminine, for me, is a space of compassion, of love, of nurturing, and self-expression. And I've realized that I have suppressed my ability to express myself on an authentic level for a very long time because of the rules of society, because of the rules of my family, and my family that's been passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation over and over again. And all of these ideas, all these belief systems, all this bullshit, all these illusions, these fantasies are passed down, and they've been passed down to me, and I have been raised in them, in my society, in my family, in my relationships. And I've really had to test myself. That's something I'm doing every single day, pushing the limits of my belief systems, pushing the limits of the confinements that I've been placed in because of society and because of DNA, family karma, all that stuff. And it gets very uncomfortable, and sometimes it gets very lonely. because I am learning to be authentic and to express myself from an authentic place, regardless of what emotion is rising. And there's not always support for that. And there's not always support for that because so much of the people in society, we've been programmed, we've been trained to believe that emotions are bad. We look at the pharmaceutical companies. We look at the pharmaceutical companies as far as Prozac and anti-anxiety medication, anti-depression medication. All these pharmaceutical drugs that numb our emotions and tell us that we're crazy if we experience emotions. Damn. And to really put that into perspective, to really look at that. Because guess what? We all experience emotions. We're all emotional beings. All of us. Every single one of us. And wow. So as I'm taking my power back within this energy of divine feminine, and as a woman, I'm realizing the importance of expressing myself on an authentic emotional level. And it's a lot. Some days. It's also very liberating. Because I've always been a very emotional being. And a lot of times as a child, maybe you can relate. I was told emotion was too sensitive. I'm too sensitive. What's your problem? That's a big one. What's your problem? Just all these things, all these phrases, all these words that made me feel like I was doing something wrong for experiencing emotion. So I suppressed a lot. I suppressed it. I pushed it down. And I'm deprogramming that right now. Huge. And some shifts that I've seen in my life as I've been deprogramming this. A big one is in my body. I tend to, in the past, hold on to weight. I'll gain weight, I'll retain water. Water is connected to emotion. And I'd hold on to a lot of that. I'd have rigidity in my body, I'd have stiff muscles, and I would gain weight. And as I've been going through this process of really releasing, really tuning in, and really allowing myself through those processes of experiencing those emotions and not being attached to them, which is a really challenging part of it, but as I practice this deeper and as I practice this more, it's becoming easier because I'm realizing that the emotions aren't me. They're not actually emotions that are me. They're just experiences. They're just energy that's passing through me that I'm experiencing, which is important to listen to. It's important to allow. But the thing is if I don't pay attention to those emotions and to those experiences that I am going through, I push them into my body. They get captured in my body. They get captured in my muscle tissue. They get captured in my organs. And they cause weight gain. They cause rigidity. They cause tension, which causes a lot of grief for me in my life. So as I am learning to release this through the practices, it's becoming easier because I'm able to detach from the emotions. And detach in a way of allowing myself to experience, okay? Because it's just an experience. It's attachment that causes the suffering, the attachment to the emotions. The emotions are me. No, they're not. They're not me. They're just an experience. This has been really huge for me. It's been really huge for me in my life, and it's been really huge for me connecting to my truth, which is something I really have been searching for, really been searching for. Went through a lot of stuff as a child, and I'm sure that you also went through your own stuff. We all went through our own stuff. But here's a little story about me. I had a rough childhood in a sense that I went through experiences of abandonment and neglect, and I didn't feel loved. Of course, there was love in my life, but my parents went through their own stuff, you know? And as an emotional being and as someone who has always been very sensitive, even as a child, I experienced a lot of emotions, and I also experienced a lot of my family's emotions. So as a teenager, I developed an eating disorder, bulimia. And this went on for 6 years of my life. 6 years of causing myself to throw up, of viewing myself in such an awful way, such an illusionary way. And I needed help. I needed help. I needed a lot of help. And that's when practices, you can call it spirituality. I mean, I don't know, that's what I've always called it, but it's so much more than that. It's not just spirituality, it's practices and it's tools. And these tools that I've been picking up and I've been learning along the way that have allowed me to let go of all the stuff I went through as a child and to heal myself on a deeper level, to love myself on a deeper level, to find harmony with myself on a deeper level. And it's taken a lot of courage and it's taken a lot of strength, because going on this path, I've really had to trust. And I've had to trust something more than just society and the people around me. I've had to trust in something deeper, trust in myself, trust in spirit, trust in my higher self, and find a connection that allowed me to trust. And I'm really grateful because so much has awakened along this path and along this journey. And something I have really had to step into with courage and strength is letting go of what other people think about me. Letting go of what other people think is what's best for me. And really stepping into myself and into my life from that place of trust, from that place of connection, from that place of love. And feeling and knowing and experiencing within myself that what I'm doing is the right thing, regardless of what anybody else has to say about it, and regardless of what anybody else thinks about it. Because it's a feeling, you know. We all know what's best for us. I know what's best for me because I can feel it, I can sense it, I have that calling, I have that gut feeling, I have that connection to something deeper in my life. You know, I really feel that we all have a call in our life, a mission in our life that we're here for. And everybody's experience is different. Different people find ways of experiencing happiness, of experiencing truth, of experiencing success. And it's taken a lot of courage for me to step outside the box, because I realized that what the system or what society or what my friends or what my family or what other people were doing wasn't for me in a sense. I had to find that mission for myself, if that makes sense. So I've had to take a lot of leaps of faith, and I've had to really trust. And a lot of things have really manifested, have really awakened. I've awakened on every level. Deep in the sense that it's my experience. I know that as I go deeper on my path, there'll be new experiences to be had. There'll be new things to be seen. But every day is really just an experience of trusting and of connecting. So I'm really grateful for the tools that have manifested in my life. I really feel guided. I really feel guided in my life by something deeper, by something more. I feel really blessed. I feel so blessed. And that's something I've been reflecting on a lot. Because I've been going deeper into my practices, and as I've been going deeper within myself, the more I start to feel held up and empowered by something deeper. I don't know how to express it. I don't know how to explain it. This space inside my heart, this feeling, this connection that I am supported by something more outside of myself. There's been so many dinging moments of my life in the last year. So much waking up. I don't really know how to fully explain it, because it's my experience, But wow, it's so real. It's the realest thing I've ever experienced. And I was just reflecting on this morning after my yoga practice, what drives me, what keeps me going, what motivates me. And it's that moment that I connect to something within myself, that feeling, that sensation, that love. And I feel really fortunate, and I feel really blessed to be on this path. And it's hard to express the depth of the experience, because everybody's experience is different. So I'm trying to find the words. But maybe there aren't words. And that's okay as well. But I'm really excited to share. That's been a big transition in my life that I'm really stepping into, which is taking a lot of courage for me, because my ego is still filled with some fear. Because the ego is connected for me to its image, what I look like, how I'm being presented. And my mind plays a lot of tricks on me. But I'm facing that. I'm facing that uncomfortability that the ego is trying to push me away from. Because I feel this deep calling to share and to serve. Because so much magic has presented itself to me in my life. Through traveling, getting to go to India, getting to go to Thailand, being in California even, all these places that I get to go, all these places that I get to go and experience, and all the healing that has taken place in my life through these experiences, through the people that I've met, through the amazing teachers that have come into my life and shown me the way. And I've experienced such deep healing that how could I not want to share? So that's been the transition that I'm in, is really stepping into sharing more. Which is why I'm doing the self-love workshop this weekend here in Utah. I'm really excited about it. A little bit nervous too, of course. Because it kind of takes a lot for me to put myself out there in that way, to guide a workshop. It's a very vulnerable experience because I'm guiding a group of people through my own experience in a sense. Obviously, they're having their own experience, but as someone that's stepping into the role of allowing myself to teach, it's a very vulnerable experience because I have to guide through and teach through my own experience, if that makes sense. So it is a very vulnerable experience to stand up and facilitate, to teach, to guide. But I know this is the next step on my path because I've been gifted so much healing and I've been gifted so many teachers and I've been gifted so many blessings to expand, to experience, to finally love myself on a deeper level. And I just want to share. I just want to share those experiences with others. So that's why I'm putting myself out there more, showing up more. And I'm allowing myself to be seen by others, which is very nerve-wracking sometimes. But fundamental, absolutely necessary to expansion, to sharing. So, self-love workshop this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I'll be teaching Kundalini Yoga, guiding some people through some Kriyas and some meditations that are very close to my heart, that have really helped me, step into myself, and have been really powerful tools to connect. So if you're in Utah and you're interested, please send me a message. I'd absolutely love to have you there. It's going to be a really amazing experience. I can feel it. I'm having to remind myself that this isn't about me, because it's not. This is about sharing. And as someone who steps into that place of sharing, I've got to move out of the way. Because as someone who steps into the path of teaching, I realize that this is a calling that comes from spirit. This isn't about me. This isn't about how I'm being perceived. This isn't about, these aren't my teachings. These are ancient teachings. Kundalini Yoga is an ancient technology that has been passed down. It used to be passed down from master to student, master to student. And the style of Kundalini Yoga that I will be teaching is as taught by Yogi Bhajan, who is a very, very, very inspiring being. that brought Kundalini Yoga to the Western world. And I wouldn't be in the place I am in my life right now without his courage. When he brought Kundalini Yoga to the West, the Eastern world in India was very upset with him. They still are upset with him. Because, again, it was only passed down from master to student, master to student, master to student. And he felt this deep calling to spread it more, bring it to the Western worlds. So thank you, Yogi Bhajan. But yes, it's a very ancient technology. We're very blessed and we're very lucky to have access to these kriyas and to these meditations. They're very powerful. It's hard to put into words what these kriyas and these meditations do. It's really about experience. So if you're in Utah and you're feeling called to come and experience some Kundalini Yoga, please, I would absolutely love to have you at this workshop. It's going to be really amazing. It's going to be really powerful. And it's going to help to push our limits, to help us show up, to help empower us beyond our minds and beyond our emotions, and to step into the power of truth. So, I hope to see you there. I hope to journey with you. I hope to hold space with you. But yes, thank you all who have tuned in and listened to me talk and ramble and express myself. It's an honor. Really, it's an honor. I'm very, very, very grateful for the space that you all hold, even through social media. Social media really actually inspires me a lot. Everybody has their own opinions about social media, but social media really has been a platform that holds me accountable because there's a lot of people on social media that are reading my stuff that I write, that are watching these videos at times, and resonate with the life, I guess, that I'm living, and you hold me accountable in a way that if I say something, I know I've got to pull through with it. For example, when I did the fruit fast, the 30-day fruit fast, sharing on social media honestly helped me pull through that because there was so many days where I wanted to give up, and I didn't. Because of social media holding me accountable for saying I'm doing a 30-day fruit fast. So thank you so much for that. Because that 30-day fruit fast was a really powerful experience for me. Very expansive. Also, I have some new stuff that I'll be sharing. I'm still kind of resonating with it on my own level at the moment, so I'm not quite ready to fully share. I've kind of dip my toes in and express something a little bit about it, but I kind of want to go deeper into my own practice before I share more about it. But it's a really powerful thing that I'm stepping into. It's helping me to connect deeper to myself, to have a relationship with myself, to love myself more. Actually, screw it, I'll just tell you guys. I've decided to be celibate for 1 year, which means no sex for 1 year, which is kind of a big thing for me, really. And the reason I'm doing this is because I can feel that's what I've got to do next. I can feel it, Spirit has really been sending me some messages for a while about doing this, about being celibate. So, here I am. I'm ready to show up, and I'm ready to follow through with that. So, I'm ready to connect deeper. I'm ready to connect to myself more. I'm ready to go within more. I'm ready to experience more. And I'm ready to really connect with my higher self more and bring that higher self here. So that's what I'm doing. That's the next step. So I hope you'll support me. Please support me. I need all the support I can get on this journey. But it's a big one. It's a good one. It's a powerful one. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and log off of here. Some people have made some comments and have said some stuff and asked some questions. I do apologize that I wasn't able to answer them on the video. I was kind of in my own process of expressing, so I wasn't able to answer those questions, but I will go ahead and log off of here, and then I'll go back in and answer all the questions. But yes, I just want to say I love you. Really, I love you. And I'm really grateful. I'm very, 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 very grateful. What a blessing. And that you're all amazing, powerful beings. And I really challenge you to face yourself and to be honest with yourself and to look within more. Okay? Really go inside. How is your body feeling? What are the sensations that are arising for you in the moment, in the present moment? I really challenge you to experience that truth, that authenticity, regardless of how uncomfortable it might feel. Because I tell you what, on the other side of that uncomfortability is some really powerful experiences of truth and of self-empowerment. So forget what society has told you. Forget what your family told you and listen to yourself, okay? You know, and you can feel it. You can feel it in the sensations. You can feel it in the body. The body does not lie. I really challenge you to connect more. And the last thing I want to say is Satnam. Satnam means truth is my identity. Satnam. I love you all so much. I'm going to go ahead and turn off now. Enjoy the rest of your day or your night, wherever you are in the world. And may love, may peace, magic, may beauty, and may the possibilities and opportunities of expansion be with you. Waheguru. Bye, guys.